Hello everyone, welcome to this Tableau tutorial. Today I'm going to be looking at the master dash, specifically the Accessorials tab of it, and I'm going to provide some more details to help you understand what it is you're looking at. One thing to notice right off the bat here, on the date filter, you'll see the maximum date of data that I have. I get my data from the team that does the APA tool, and it is often behind. So as of the making of this video, it's mid-March. But all I have is January's data, which is why the maximum date you're going to see here is January. The way that I calculate potential revenue here is I take all of the shipments where we didn't charge at least the accessorial cost, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and I say, well, what is the difference between what we paid for that, they paid for this accessorial, and the cost, and then I add all of those up. So this is going to exclude any time when we did pay at least the accessorial cost. Those shipments are not included in this calculation. And then you can see how many shipments that represents, in this case 10,600, and broken out by operating company as you hover over them. Clicking things here will filter things on the right. You saw that from the general overview. Something else that is helpful is if you are to click on something and you hold down Control afterwards and click on another thing, you can select several items and the numbers will update to show what it is you have currently selected across all of them. Unclicking so there's nothing selected will clear out the filter so you're right back here again. If you want to filter by operating company, because it's kind of a pain to go through all this, you can click it here. You can also search and it will bring up anything that matches what it is you typed in at the top there. When you hover over the other side here, the accessorial breakdown, you're going to see the number of shipments broken out by operating company and then that accessorial cost. So let me talk about that cost real quick. The way I calculate that, I asked each operating company to provide me the minimum amount they wanted to accept for providing an accessorial service. And then I took the average of those. So the average across all 4 operating companies that they wanted to provide for, looks like residential delivery, was $67. Everything is going to be based off of that expected cost that I have, and that's what I use to calculate potential revenue and the potential shipments. Where it says in the tooltip here, click on it, see if that'll make it a little easier. Doesn't look like it does. The average revenue down at the bottom, that's saying during the times when they did pay, at least $1 or something of this, how much did they pay for this particular service? So you can see that broken out. Looks like freight is paying more than the accessorial cost, where Newpin is paying far less than that. So that gives you an idea across operating companies where they're paying for things and how much they're paying. Top opportunities is based on potential revenue. It's giving you a combination. So it's saying if you addressed appointment at Creative Co-op, you could make about $118,000 off of that if they paid at least that minimum accessorial cost. Clicking on one of these things up here will limit this for you. Or if you're only interested, what are my top opportunities at Geodis? Clicking on Geodis will limit all of this to only Geodis accounts. Finally, if you want to filter down, let's say that you've solved a problem with Geodis recently on their accessorials, and you know that things before a certain point or after a certain point aren't relevant to what you want to know, you can click up here and select a beginning and an end date, and it will only show you revenue that fell between those time periods. I group things by month, so it's not really going to help you to select 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th of the month. Just go in and do the 1st of the month, and that will give you an idea of what's fallen during that time frame. As always, let me know if you guys have any questions.